Ahoy and welcome. I am Lee the Pirate Tester, and I have another wonderful interview today. I am joined by Kim, and we were just discussing how I'm probably going to get her surname wrong, Nepata, but Kim can pronounce it properly for all of you.
Oh, look, gorgeous, Lee. Good attempt, Nipara. So it originates from the Maori language. Down under, further past Australia, there's another little country down there, and I think we are close to being world champions in Union. Not sure. Haven't watched it recently.
Couldn't say. Not the sport I'm into. Main thing I think I know New Zealand for, and a lot of people do these days, is probably going to be Lord of the Rings, and just thinking there's dwarves running around.
Yeah, there's a lot of hobbits and dwarves. Nice.
So we're already a minute in, we've already got 9. So what I love doing with these interviews is learning about what people do and their journey. And we've been chatting before this, and we've never spoken verbally to one another before. You've listened to some of the rackets and all this kind of stuff, and you were telling me about your journey, which has been fantastic, but we need other people to hear. So Kim, please tell people what you do now, and then the interesting journey you had to get there.
I've got an interesting role at the moment. So I'm working as a contractor for an insurance company that insures trucks and machinery. But the role is interesting because I am a senior BA, but we do all the testing. So there's 5 teams there, and we deliver every 2 weeks with a release. But we actually don't have official testers or a testing team. So we do everything from gathering requirements, negotiating with the business, doing the testing, as well as doing the demonstration back to the business and to get sign-off. So it's kind of an interesting role. And how I got there. Interesting. I was talking to Lee about that before we came online with this, because I come from, I'm slightly older vintage to everyone else generally in tech, but I came from a background where we couldn't afford tech. So it was not something that was part of our everyday use. Certainly didn't have computers at school when I was growing up, and just because couldn't afford it. Then later on, I went through a number of different positions. I was a single mum raising my daughter down in Sydney, and ended up as a underwriter for an insurance company. And during that time, there was a position as a software tester. Now, I'd been doing UAT because the team hated doing UAT, and I loved it. And you know what, Lee? You want to know something really crazy? I didn't know you could get paid to test. I knew nothing about this, and fell into it and loved it. And seriously, it took a lot for me to move from underwriting to becoming a tester, because I was terrified. If it wasn't for my partner, who's a dev, and he just kept going, "You've got the right mindset." And I'm like, "No, I know nothing." And I knew nothing. Trust me. Absolutely zero. I had to Google everything. So I ended up doing that. And when my contract had finished, I couldn't get another job. None of the recruiters wanted to know me. So I went away and kind of reinvented myself, started a blog, started going to MOT, looking there and learning more, and then ended up working. I had a small, short paid gig, but I ended up doing blockchain, which was super cool, learning about that. And we delivered to market our team within a year a exchange and cryptocurrency. So that was kind of cool. And moved into the BA world, which I love, and then ended up, here I am doing kind of both, which is both. It's my passion, both of them. Yeah, so that's the kind of weird kind of roller coaster story I had.
I don't know anyone, or at least no one who's directly told me that they've ever done anything involving blockchain. I know loads of people go like, it's the future and more things will be involved with it, but you're the first person I'm aware of who's done anything involving it, let alone going all the way to not just doing like some dabbling, but the whole like making a currency and everything with it.
Yeah. It's not that hard. Like, seriously, it's not that hard. What is complicated, like blockchain itself, is not difficult. And the concept is not difficult, but what is consensus, which I love. If you ever get the chance to start looking up consensus in different types, and it is just incredibly interesting. In fact, I've got to tell you something. Our dogs do consensus. So I've got two kind of medium-sized kind of, rescue muttly dogs, and the consensus is, so in the morning, they'll come running up and they both sneeze, and then they look at me. Now, the sneezing is whether or not we're going to go and do something. And if you sneeze, then they all know that consensus is thumbs up, we're all out. If I don't sneeze, consensus is thumbs down, we're not doing it. Same thing. That's literally what it is, but it's just using different nodes or, say, servers around the world, whether it's thumbs up or thumbs down.
Did
not so hard.
You to sneeze to respond to them?
Yeah, my dog asked. My dog, so we got two, right? Mike's got his dog and I've got my dog. My dog's a cattle dog kind of thing, right? Aussie cattle dog. And she will ask to get up. She asked to open the door, and she'll go, rip, rip, and it's different kind of languages, but they all have this language on how what they need and what they want. Yeah. Smart dogs, man. Real smart.
One thing I want to also pick out that we were talking about before this, when your partner was saying it's all about the mindset of being a tester. And we were discussing how like people can be taught technical skills, but having the right mindset, someone who is curious, and we're both really curious people. We hate it if someone says you don't need to know something. We both want to go, yeah, I do. Why don't I need to know?
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm terrible for the business. I go looking for curious people in the business, and I can pull them into the testing team or the IT team, and we can train them to do anything. In fact, we've got this one woman who's just come onto our team, and she is fabulously, she's been an underwriter for 10, 15 years, but this girl, she can triage a system bug like nobody else I've ever seen. And she has very little system knowledge, but each time she learns, each building block she puts in there and she goes through it, I'm just in awe of this woman. Like, she is just fabulous. And she will be one of the testers to watch, I reckon, 5 years' time. I'm telling you, she's got it.
And yet, just if someone like you wasn't saying to her, right, come along, come here, we got something you can help out with, that could have been a fantastic opportunity she was never aware of and missed out, because, as you said, not enough people know that this exists, let alone, as you say, getting paid for it.
Yeah, agree. And that's the thing. And she's loving every minute, and her brain is growing, and she's empowered, and all good things. And I love sitting back and watching people grow. How good is that, right?
Oh, it's a fantastic feeling. And we are seconds away from timing out. So, Kim, thank you very much for speaking today.
Thank you. See you around.